Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to continue my series on the hidden meaning of the day pillars, and we are going to focus on the metal day pillars. So those are all the pillars that have a metal day stem. And the principle of the hidden meaning of these day pillars is based on the Na Yin principles of Bazi. So the Na Yin principle generally stipulates that each pillar has sort of like a vibrational value or a vibrational meaning to it that is usually not discussed, but today we are indeed going to look into this. So let's have a look. Obviously, first thing you need to do is plot your Bazi chart so you know whether you have a metal day pillar or not. Go to this link here, or you can also just copy paste the link that I put in the description of the video. Now, if you don't know your time of birth, that's not a disaster at all. We don't need this for this particular analysis. So just enter your date of birth and you will be absolutely fine. And then what we do focus on is the day itself. So we are looking at, we just mark this here, we're looking at the day pillar and specifically the day stem. So if you have anything up here that says metal, then this segment is for you. So in this particular case, we have a day stem that is Geng Metal. That's the yang polarity of metal. There is also a yin polarity of metal, which is a Xin. So if you have either Geng or Xin in that day stem, then this segment applies to you. All right. Everything else we are not all that worried about, but you need to first identify whether you have metal here. Now, once you have determined that you have a metal stem, then you look at what is below the stem. So here in this particular case, this is a metal dragon. Yeah, so you can have a metal dragon, a metal tiger, a metal rabbit, whatever it is. This is then the entire day pillar. All right. So based on that day pillar, you are assigned a particular vibrational value according to the Na Yin principle. And that will give you a little bit of an insight into some hidden meanings of that day pillar or of the day you are born on. All right. So let's take a look at what this actually means for you. So let's say you have the metal horse or the metal goat as your day pillar. Then generally we're looking at an individual who is quite sociable. They are a bit extreme. Either they are very talkative, or they actually prefer to be alone. So they can have quite opposing natures, and that can appear actually in the same person. So they can, and in one moment they can be super talkative, and then the next moment they just want to be alone. So that's just sort of like the nature of these people. Now, they are generally quite knowledgeable, quite talented, but they have a bit of a pessimistic nature or a bit of a pessimistic view on life. Not all the time, but they just tend to be more on the pessimistic side than on the optimistic side. Or if you want to express this a little bit nicer, they're more on the realistic side than just the opposites, the positive side. So the problem is because of that sort of tendency to be a little bit more pessimistic and then just sort of look at the worst case scenarios more often, they tend to miss out on a lot of opportunities in life. So these people with the metal horse or the metal goat day pillar need to learn to be a little bit more positive about life itself and actually see the potential of opportunities that are coming their way. Otherwise, they do lose out on a lot of things that may actually improve their lives. Now, next up, we've got the metal dragon or the metal snake. So if you have a day pillar that's a metal dragon, like in this chart here actually is a metal dragon chart, or if your day pillar is a metal snake, then we are looking at someone who's generally quite kind. They're generous, they're smart, they're quite active, and they just seem to be lucky in life. Yeah, somehow they're just lucky people. They just have, yeah, a lot of just a lot of auspicious or just lucky things tend to happen to them. Now, the one bad side here is that they tend to be a little bit narrow-minded. Yeah, so not completely closed-minded, but in some aspects of their life, they are quite narrow-minded. And that makes them a little bit indecisive in nature. Because again, they don't see all the options because of their narrow-mindedness. It doesn't apply to all aspects of life. Maybe they're narrow-minded in their relationships, or maybe they're narrow-minded in their financial matters or whatever. There's just one aspect where because of their narrow-mindedness, they then tend to become indecisive because they don't even want to look at all the options. So again, that can lead to them missing out on opportunities, but that mainly that is limited to that particular aspect of life. So if you have one of those day pillars, make sure that you cultivate an open-minded mindset. And if you know which aspect of life is affected by this slight narrow-mindedness, then you will also understand that this usually causes you a little bit of issues in life. So just change that up and you will be fine. All right. Now, next up, we have the metal tiger and the metal rabbit. So if you have this as your day pillar, they're usually very, very determined people, and they can take hardship. So they're not sort of like the divas of Bazi. They are the ones who really put in the work, and they can take, they're good at dealing with challenges, and they can take hardships. They are very serious in whatever it is that they're doing. And they need to learn to smile a bit more. They need to learn to have a little bit more fun in life. Yeah, not everything is so serious. And so because they're so serious and so focused on their goals, they sometimes have a little bit, they develop a little bit of a tunnel vision. On one hand, that's good because they don't get distracted from their goals or from achieving their goals. But on the other side, that it makes them a little bit too rigid. And it's sometimes not all that fun to hang out with them. So that makes them a little bit lonely. Not for their entire life, but there will be certain stretches of life where they tend to be quite lonely because they're so focused on something. They don't want to be distracted, and they just take things way too seriously. So they need to learn to just let go a little bit, have a little bit of fun. Otherwise, the older they get, the lonelier they become. Yeah, not in their younger years, but the older they get, the lonelier they become. And obviously, you don't want to be lonely in your old age. So learn to be a little bit more outgoing and cheerful. That's what I would say. Now, next one, we've got the metal rat and the metal ox. So if that is your day pillar, then we're looking at someone who's quite smart, quite talented, and they usually don't have a problem finding people who are willing to help them. So throughout their lives, whenever they are in a situation where they need help, or where they have a question about something, or they just need a little bit of assistance, they usually tend to find people who help them out. And it is a really, really good thing to have. Cultivate that talent. Yeah, make sure that you socialize, because that way you learn, you get to know even more people who could be of help to you. Now, again, though, they are a little bit short-tempered, and they sometimes tend to be a little bit over-ambitious. And so that is why sometimes there's a tendency to fail for these two. So the metal rat and the metal ox, work on your temper, work on managing your emotions a little bit better. And also do not be too ambitious, or do not be over ambitious. It's fine to be ambitious, but make sure you stay realistic in your goals. The moment you are too ambitious and you do everything over the top, that's when there's a very, very high risk of failure, regardless of how many people are there to help you. All right, then we have the metal dog and the metal pig. So these people on the outside, they look quite tough, or they come across as quite tough. But they're actually quite gentle people as well. So they can see things through, even though they have a soft spot, or they have a soft heart, but they can be quite tough. And they are smart, they are knowledgeable, and they really hate losing. Yeah, whether that is in your career or in your personal life, these people, they hate to lose, even if it's just a card game or whatever. It doesn't even have to be anything of consequence, but they hate to lose. They do have leadership potential. So they generally make good leaders, but they have a very high opinion of themselves very often. And because of that, they are super selective in who they want to hang out with, or who they want to befriend, or who they let into their social circle. And that can make them quite lonely. So they often think of themselves as too good to hang out with certain other people. And so therefore, really, they have a very, very small social circle, or a very small circle of friends. Now, for some of them that works, but they need to, again, be very careful that they don't end up being lonely in old age. So that's a bit of a risk here. And then lastly, we have the metal monkey and the metal rooster. These are people who are quite brave, actually, very courageous. They are very determined in life. So once they made up their minds about something, they just go for it. And again, they are blessed with luck. So they're just lucky people. And they have a very strong idea of what they want. And coupled with that determination, they usually do get what they want. They prefer making friends over making money. So they're quite sociable friends. And if they can choose between, going to a networking event that may help them financially, or going to some sort of social event where they just meet up with people that they like and enjoy being with, they will always decide for the latter. So friends are more important than money for these people. And that also means that they are very good at maintaining friendships. They're very good at reciprocating friendships. And so as a result of that, whenever they are in a difficult situation, or whenever they're in an hour where they need some help, there's always someone there to help them out or lift them up. So they usually have a very, very good support network. All right, so these are the metal day pillars, or the hidden meanings of the metal day pillars. I hope you enjoyed this segment. Next week, we're going to do the last one with the water day pillars. Now, if you do have any questions, any comments, please put them in the comment section below. I'll be happy to read them. And of course, if you do want to have a personal reading with me, get in touch with me. My email address is in the description to the video. And in the meantime, please give this video a big thumbs up. Share it with anybody who may be interested, and please subscribe to my channel so we can grow this community. All right, see you guys soon. Take care.